Hi everyone, today let's learn something about the cement. So, the first thing, cement is the artificial material. So, before using the artificial material, we should have used some natural material. So, we will start with the natural material that is nothing but the lime. So, lime has been used in two ways. One in the one way is in the Roman period in Italy and nearby areas. What they did, they took lime and they mixed with the volcanic ash. In medieval India, we took lime and we mixed it with the surki, which is the waste byproduct of the manufacturing of brick. So then, when we mix this lime and the another material with water, it forms hard. So what Joseph Aspdin in 1824 did is he took this to the next level. So what he did, he took lime from the limestone and he took clay or shale and powdered it and mixed it with the water, and he ultimately saw the output was like a hard Portland stone. So he named that as Portland cement. So this is how cement is formed, and it was patented by Joseph Aspdin in 1824. So let's start. So we'll study the manufacturing process of cement. What are the composition in cement? The types, the test, and one of the main thing, how to store the cement. So first let's see what is the manufacturing process of cement. So first we'll take a calcareous, that is limestone, we will grind and blend it, and next we'll take any argillaceous, it can be clay, shale, or any other argillaceous. So we'll grind it, blend it, and we'll do a final blend as per the required percentage of limestone and clay, and we will store that. Then we will preheat the material. Then we will pass this it to the burning kiln. Kiln is nothing but a big oven which is heated in high degree Celsius like 1500 to 3000 degree Celsius. Then the output which we get is that is known as clinkers. What is the drawback in clinkers is if we add water to the clinkers, it will immediately set. That is known as flash set. To avoid that, we will add gypsum and we will again powder it, and the final output is called as cement. So cement is technically a mixture of calcareous and argillaceous matter. So next we will see the composition. So the oxide composition are calcium oxide, silica, alumina, iron oxide, magnesium oxide, and sulfur trioxide. Let's see what are the composition, what are the function, what happens if it is in excess. So first let's start with calcium oxide. So the composition should be 60 to 65. It imparts strength and soundness to the cement. So strength we know it gives good compressive strength. Soundness in the sense if the material doesn't expand, that is known as a good soundness. If it is expands, we called it as unsound. So next is silica. It should be 20 to 25%. It imparts strength. If it is in excess, it delays the setting time of the cement. Next, alumina. It should be 4 to 8%. It imparts quick setting property of the cement. So that's why we saw if we the cement clinkers reacts with water, it sets quickly. That is because of the Al2O3 present in the cement. That's why we add some gypsum to delay the setting process. Next is iron oxide. It should be 2 to 4%, and magnesium oxide it should be 1 to 3%. This both will impart color and hardness to the cement. If magnesium oxide is more than 3%, it produces unsound to the cement. And sulfur trioxide it should be 0.5 to 3%, which imparts soundness. If it is in excess, the cement will expand. So what happens is oxides forms solid solution of compounds that are known as tricalcium silicate, dicalcium silicate, tricalcium aluminate, and tetracalcium aluminoferrite. We can, for our convenience sake, we can have our abbreviation, that is C3S, C2S, C3A, and C4AF. So we have the chemical formulas. And next, the chemical name of C3S is alite, C2S is belite, C3A is cellite, and C4AF is phthalate. And the percentage C3S should be 40 to 45, which imparts early strength, and C2S is the, it should be 25 to 30, it imparts latest strength, and C3A should be 11%, it is responsible for the quick setting, and C4A it should be 9%. And the last column is heat of hydration. See how the cement is manufactured with the help of the kiln, with the burning in high degree Celsius up to 1500 or even more. So when the cement comes out, when we add water to it, it releases some heat. That heat is known as heat of hydration. And for different component, we have different heat of hydration like 120, 62, 207, and 100. So next we will see the test conducted on cement. In field, we will do two tests. One is color test and lump. So color in the sense we will open the cement bag, take the cement out of the bag in our hand, and we will check whether it is fine and whether the color is greenish gray, and it should not be any lumps. கட்டி கட்டியாக எதுவும் இருக்கக்கூடாது. And the next, obviously we know we have to do the strength test, that is compressive strength test. We will make a cement with sand cube of 7.06 by 7.06 by 7.06 centimeter, and we'll place it in a compressive testing machine, and we'll find the compressive strength of the cement. And next one is soundness. We know soundness in the sense, after the casting of the cement block, it should not expand. That is known as soundness. It can be tested with the help of Le Chatelier's apparatus. And the fourth one is setting time. See, in this is the property of cement. That is, one is fineness. Fineness should be 90 microns. And the setting time, we have two setting time. One is known as initial setting time. Another one is known as final setting time. The initial setting time of the cement is 30 minutes. It means that if you have any mark in the cement, after 30 minutes you can't change that mark. That marks will be throughout. And the next one is final setting time of the cement, that is 10 hours. So after 10 hours we can't change the shape of the cement. So that is initial setting time. Another one is final setting time. As we discussed earlier, the initial setting time, that is early strength, is due to C3S, and the latest strength, that is due to C2S. And one of the important thing we should check in cement is, see, when we buy a food product, what will be the first thing we look? We look at the manufacturing date. So in the same fashion, when we buy the cement bags, we have to check the manufacturing date, because when the cement get older, the strength of the cement decreases. For example, we'll compare it to the 28 days strength. If it is a fresh cement, then the strength will be 100%. If it is 3 months older, the strength will be reduced to 80%. If it is 6, then 70%. If it is 1 year, it will be only 60%. And if it is 2 years old cement we are using, then we will get only 50% of the actual strength. So then now we will see what are the types of cement available. So the types of cements available are mainly five types. One is known as OPC, that is ordinary Portland cement. Another one is PPC, Portland Pozzolana cement. RHC, rapid hardening cement. LHC, low heat cement. SRC, sulfate resistant cement. See, OPC, the normal manufacturing process we saw, that is of OPC, ordinary Portland cement, and the next time is PPC, Portland Pozzolana cement. So in this, what we'll do in the same OPC, we will add Pozzolana material. See, Pozzolana material is nothing but the fly ash and the surki. These are the Pozzolana material. Why we are adding Pozzolana material is because in normal OPC manufacturing, what happens, we send the products of CaCO3 to the kiln. So in the kiln, what happens in high temperature, CaCO3 will be becoming CaO and CO2. The CO2 will be coming out of the kiln like a exhaust gas, but we know CO2 is the greenhouse gas, so it should not be released in heavy quantity. So what we will do in normal manufacturing of cement, if we manufacture 1 ton of cement, it releases 1 ton of CO2. So reduce that, we will add the pozzolana material. So that kind of cement is known as Portland pozzolana cement. Next one is rapid hardening cement. So the cement hardens quickly. So this cement can be used where the road works are going on, because we can't hold the road for many time. So to release the traffic, it has to be set fast. So we will use rapid hardening cement and low heat cement. So when we do a mass concreting, like concreting the dam, at that time we have to use low heat cement and sulfate resistant cement. See, wherever we find sulfate in the soil or in the water, the concrete we are going to pour in the water or the soil where it is having sulfur. So to resist that, we have to use sulfate resistant cement. And we have to know what are the grades are available in the OPC. So we have three grades: 33, 43, 53. As the grade increases, the fineness of the cement also increases, and the specific surface area of cement also increases. So finally, one of the main thing we have to know about the cement, because we if we are constructing our house, we should know how to store the cement. Okay, so cement. So the room where we are going to store the cement should be waterproof and damp proof in the ceiling, wall, and floor. And the minimum clear space between the wall and the cement bag should be at least 30 centimeter. See, we know what is the weight of the cement bag, it is 50 kg. So if we will arrange the cement bag one above the other, if we have a pile of 11 bags, what happens, the bottom bag will be having the weight of all the 10 bags above. So it will be having 500 kgs of weight on the bottom bag. So due to this weight and heat, it will get hardened. So maximum number of bags should be stored in each pile is 10. And we should be using the thumb rule of first come and first consume, because we know as the days increases, the strength of the cement will reduce. So the cement which comes first should be consumed first. And the final thing is, to avoid free circulation of air in between, we will arrange the cement bag one pile and another pile close together, so that no air can circulate inside the cement. Okay, so this is all about the cement, and you can know what are the brand available in cement like Shankar, Ultratech, Ramco, Birla, etc. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.